Hey, it's Ben's dad here, and we just got back from New Orleans. It's still during the pandemic, the COVID-19 pandemic. So I thought it might be interesting. We walked down Bourbon Street and we were kind of shocked at things being open and some things actually being boarded up and the crowd level. So I kind of want to take you on a tour of Bourbon Street, and this is phase 2 of New Orleans reopening, and just kind of show you what it's like, the differences. We've been down in New Orleans a number of different times, so we can really tell the difference. But let's talk about what's different, what's the same, the crowd levels, and what's going on Bourbon Street during this pandemic. So I'm going to look down here on my phone and show you the pictures that we actually took walking down Bourbon Street. So first things first, let's just talk about the crowd levels. The crowd levels seem to be about 50% of what they typically were. We went on a 4th of July weekend. It wasn't really that busy. We actually walked down Bourbon Street on a Thursday, actually into the night, and it did pick up as far as the crowds a little bit at night, but I would say for a holiday weekend on a Thursday night, it was about half as crowded as I would expect it to be typically. So here's the first picture we took. Now, anything that's adult related, strip clubs and things like that are all shut down. So this might be, if you're willing to travel and you feel it's safe to travel, a good time to take kids down and walk them down Bourbon Street, because there's nothing happening as far as provocative and things like that down there. All the strip clubs, all the adult entertainment kind of that's down there has all been boarded up and closed up. So this is a picture of actually the Hustler Club, and we walked from Canal down Bourbon Street. So we started on Canal, so this is the first thing that we took a picture of. So everything adult related was all boarded up. A place called Bourbon Cowboy, very popular bar down there, was actually open. It was no different. It was operating no differently, and this was probably about 4 or 5 in the afternoon. Again, not very busy, but it was not open. The Bourbon Cowboy was open. It was one of the few bars that were open. Next, we can see this is a Mango Daiquiri place, one of those places that has the slushy machines, the alcoholic slushy machines that you can get a frozen drink from, completely boarded up. Now, I talked to a couple people down there, and they said it wasn't just closed, but they actually boarded it up for security reasons. They were scared of maybe possible riots and people like throwing things through their windows. So all the places that were closed actually had boards up over them, so you could really tell that these places were closed. Next up, Willys, one of the most popular chicken places down in the French Quarter. We love Willys. We love going there and getting their fried chicken. We think it's the best fried chicken that you can get. All the Willys locations were open, but again, you can get these kind of slushy drinks down there as well. So all the Willys locations were open. This is Fat Cats, a very, very popular, world famous bar, and this was actually open. It was dead, and this was getting to 4 or 5 o'clock, where typically it would start picking up. There was nobody in this place at all, but they were open. One of the more popular places to go on Bourbon Street, RZAs, was closed at the time we walked down. Now, this might have opened up later on in the evening. I don't remember it ever opening up, and we were out until probably about 8 o'clock, which of course they would be open if they were going to be open at this point, but it wasn't actually boarded up. So I don't know if they maybe just opened Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, just the weekends. We were there again on a Thursday, but it was definitely closed at about 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon on a Thursday, again on a holiday weekend. So RZAs was closed. The Swamp, another really popular place, it was open. It was doing, again, it's 3-for-1s, which they do for a certain period of time every day. It was open. Again, not too many people there, but it was open. Next up on the list was Fat Cats. This really surprised me. Fat Cats is another world famous place. People all over know of Fat Cats. It's one of the most popular bars on Bourbon Street. It was completely boarded up. It was kind of depressing to see. Actually, I've spent many a night in Fat Cats. So depressing to see that Fat Cats remained closed again during this phase 2 reopening. Tropical Aisle, where you can get the hand grenades, the souvenir hand grenade glasses. We actually went in and got one. We can prove to you, or I can prove to you, I can vouch for you that it was open and they were serving drinks. It was a little more crowded in there than it was in some of the other bars, but again, it's later because we're walking along Bourbon Street, so maybe we're looking more 5:30, something like that on a Thursday night. Tropical Aisle was open. The Bourbon Bar all boarded up. Again, not as famous of a bar, but completely closed, boarded up, not open for business. The Bourbon Honky Tonk was closed. Again, not boarded up, but I don't remember it ever opening up. It was completely closed. Now, if you look at this picture, right behind it is a pretty famous jazz bar called Fritzl's. It's really small, tiny, kind of intimate jazz club where bands come in and play jazz music. Obviously, you can get drinks there. We expected this to be shut down because it's a packed place. You pack a lot of people in there, and basically it's for the music. They were actually open, but only serving drinks to go. So you could walk up to the bar, get your drink, and then take off. So we were surprised to see, but Fritzl's were open. So we really don't know the rhyme and reason for certain places to be open and certain places not to be open. That was as far up the street as we got. And again, just judging by it, I think that about 50% of the places were open that typically would be at this time, and 50% were closed, and we don't really know the rhyme and reason why that was. And it was about 50% as crowded as well. Now, will this change in the future? That is left unsaid at this point because we don't know what's going to happen with the COVID-19 numbers and the reopening plans and all of that. But that is, as of July 4th, 2020, Phase 2 reopening of New Orleans, a tour down Bourbon Street. I hope you enjoyed it.